In this video, we're going to learn about a better way to live. Hi everybody, welcome back to your motivation moment. As promised in the last video, I said that I would tell you a little story about a man named Mandino. And Mandino was an insurance salesperson, and he had done some things in the insurance industry and had some unfortunate events happen. And he finds himself on the streets of Cleveland in the rain on a cold, dark night. If you had looked on at Mandino at this point in his life, you'd have thought that he was a bum. That's what you would have thought. He had lost his house. He had lost his cars. He had lost his wife and his kids. And that was probably what hurt most of all. As he came out of the alleyway there in Cleveland, he walked by a pawn shop window. And in that pawn shop window laid a revolver. That revolver had a price tag that said $29, and Mandino had $30 in his pocket. That was all he had to his name. He thought to himself, I could take that $30, go in there, buy that pistol for $29. With the extra dollars left over, probably buy a bullet or two. Go back to some seedy motel and end it all. But Mandino made a decision that day. The decision that he made that day was that his past did not have to define his future. Let me tell you that again. His past did not have to define his future. Oh yeah, he'd have to pay for what he had done. There's no doubt about that. And he had a lot of things that he had to make up for. But his past did not have to define how he lived going forward. So Mandino decided not to make that decision that day, thank goodness. And he went to a library where he got in out of the rain, got out of the cold, and started to read some books. As time went on, actually wrote quite a few books, but there are two great books that he wrote. One is The Greatest Salesman in the World, which everybody should read that. But the one that I want to discuss right now is A Better Way to Live by Mandino. And in that book, he has 17 rules to live by. Rule number 10 is the rule that I live my life by. And rule number 10 goes something like this. It's the dead at midnight principle. Beginning today, treat everyone you meet, friend or foe, loved one or stranger, as if they were going to be dead by midnight. Extend to each person, no matter how trivial the contact, all the care, kindness, understanding, and love you can muster, and do so with no thought of any reward. Your life will never be the same again. I say that every morning when I get up, and I say that every night before I go to bed. And the reason is because it really makes sense. If we treated everybody in our lives as if they were going to be dead at midnight, don't you think the world would be a better place overall? I do. Just to kind of lay this out for you a little bit, it's the rule number 10 goes, beginning today, treat everyone you meet, friend or foe. Okay, friends. We all have friends. We have friends that we're close to. And you might say, hey, Andy, I always treat my friends well. Well, let me ask you this. When was the last time you talked to them? If one of them dropped dead at midnight, if you knew they were going to die at midnight, would you call them or talk to them or maybe try to take them out to dinner or just, maybe send off a text or something just to let them know that you care and that you love them? Yeah, I'm deficient in that too. Foes. We all have that one person that we just don't get along with, right? We all have that person in our life. But let me tell you something. If you knew for a fact that that person was going to be dead at midnight, wouldn't you treat them just a little bit nicer? Wouldn't you treat them just a little bit nicer? Loved ones. I know that we like to think that our loved ones are somebody that we cherish, we keep close to our heart, that we would never, ever let down. But I will tell you just in my life that I have taken my loved ones for granted. There have been many times that I've taken my loved ones for granted, where I'll walk out of the house angry in the morning at my wife or angry at the kids about something or just really the worst is to just have apathy. Just have my mind so focused on what I'm getting ready to do that I don't even care to say a proper goodbye. And if I knew they were going to be dead at midnight, or if I was going to be dead at midnight, I would probably take the time to give them an extra hug and tell them how much I cared about them and loved them. Now, the last one is strangers. Strangers is a good one because the next line says, treat them as if they're going to be dead at midnight no matter how trivial the contact. This is not some grandiose thing that you have to do, folks. No matter how trivial the contact. Have you ever been at Walmart and have you ever seen people standing in the line at the U-Scan, okay, where they can scan their own stuff? You see them standing in the line at the U-Scan to wait to use that, and there are cashiers standing at the end caps waiting for somebody to come through their line where there's no line and no wait. How do you think that makes that person feel down deep? How do you think they feel down deep in their soul? Yeah, they might think not much about it at the time, because at the time it might seem like, it doesn't matter, I'm getting paid to just stand here. But the truth of the matter is, down deep they realize that those people would rather talk to the computer than to go check out in their line. So I would challenge you in that situation. Go check out in their line. Go check out there. Say, hey, I appreciate it, Tiffany. Thank you so much for being here today, because without you coming in, I wouldn't be able to get this stuff through as fast. You know, I don't like dealing with those scanners over there because I always end up having to ask for help anyway. And it's really nice to have you here and to be able to have a discussion with you. Thank you for coming in today. Don't you think that might make their life a little bit better that day, a little bit brighter? And if they were dead at midnight, at least they feel some self-worth in that day. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave you with this. Start living your life as if the people you meet are going to be dead at midnight. You will not regret it. I am telling you, you will not regret it. And if we all start doing that, we'll all start caring about each other a lot more. And it really is a better way to live. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on the next episode. If you like this video or any of my other videos, please share, like, and subscribe with your friends. All I want to do is change lives and help people to become the best that they can possibly be. Thanks for tuning in.